the Charming Giraffe, and today we are going to test another pouring medium. Today's pouring medium is the Sargent Art Pouring Medium. And there was no instructions on the ratio. However, I do have this other pouring medium by Sargent Art. This was the pearlescent, well, it's a mixing medium. And this was a 10-to-1 ratio, so I tried to start out like that, and it was not even, it was water at that point. So then I increased it to be like 50-50, and that was way too thick. So it took me a very long time to get this right. I have no idea exactly what the ratio is at this point. Probably somewhere between 10% and 50%. I probably estimate about a 4-to-1, so 4 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. That's a pure guess at this point. But yeah, and it still probably may not be right. I ended up using the entire bottle of, well, let me back up. It came damaged and leaked all over the bottle, or all over the box when it was shipped to me. So everything that I had left, I've used to try to get the ratio correct. And then what you see here that we're using today, or at least part of, there's a lot of paint, isn't all that I have. I've mixed some with the pearlescent as well. Kind of mixed the two together to get some sparkly paint mixtures. And that will be in a video for a future day. So, I've already cleaned these tiles off. We're going to use these 4-inch ceramic tiles again. The colors we're using in the paint are the black and white or Artist Loft Flow Acrylic. The red, yellow, blue is just the Artist Loft Acrylic. They're the bright yellow, bright red, and bright blue. I can say everything with possibly the exception of the red mixed pretty true to color. It looks like I pretty much got the red back to true to color also, but that was the one that was the most likely to kind of dull with the pouring medium. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Our first two here I'll do will be a flip cup and a tree ring. So I do kind of expect to get cells. The last couple pouring mediums that we've used, we have not gotten any cells from, but this seems to be really, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I can still see air bubbles in the paint mixture, so I would assume that that would come out in the paintings. We'll have to wait and see, but I kind of expect that we should get that. I'll kind of be very surprised if we don't get any cells, in honesty. Go and flip this, and then we'll build our tree ring cup, and then we'll go from there. Oops. It is very sticky of a pouring medium, unlike the Floetrol that I use. This is almost like, I don't want to say glue, but it's very sticky. My yellow is the most runny. It's the one I couldn't get. It was really thin, and then it was really thick, and I felt like no matter how much paint I put in it, I was still going to get like a very thin mixture. So I'll have to wait and see how that turns out. I'll go ahead and flip this. I do have 2 tiles here for the drips because I've learned that I really like the way those turn out. Also, I don't feel like I'm wasting any paint, as well as I don't have to worry about getting the exact number or the exact amount of paint in each cup. So far, this piece has me lying about cells. I'm going to run this black off. And I want to also let you know that I've literally spent close to an hour trying to mix this paint up. So I think I see some paint chunks in there, and honestly I'm super surprised because I mixed it, let it set while I did a different video, and then I mixed it again and then let it set while I had lunch, and then I mixed it again before starting the video, like just to make sure it was all like blended. And apparently that still was not enough. little pinhole cells coming up there. Let me grab the tweezers. And I just want to see if these are paint chunks or what they are. You may not be able to see the depth in it, but I can. And yeah, it just looks like, I don't know. The all the other pouring mediums I've used so far, the paint blended in with the pouring medium so flawlessly. It was like you didn't even have to try to make it blend. And I was very impressed with it. This one, not so much. I spent a long time trying to get it to do what I want it to, and it still seems to have not have. I don't know if putting it in a bottle and shaking it would have done any better. We will let that sit and see what happens. In the meantime, we'll do a tree ring over here. And again, I may add a little bit too much paint to the tile just to make sure, one, that I get all the colors in here, and two, I can always run it off over here. And this looks really pretty. So far, definitely holds its tree ring line, so that's a positive. I'm gonna run it off a little bit more this way just to get rid of some of that white. I love the way this looks right here, guys. Love, love, love it. I'm gonna run some more of this white off because I love all these colors. And it gives me more paint down there. Alright, just going for it. Messy hand on the torch. There's definitely air bubbles, but surprisingly not a ton of cells. Love how this turned out. Very excited about that one. I'm going to move these out of the way so we can get... Oh, I dripped on that one from my glove. It'll be okay. But just when you see it on the close-up here in a second, you'll know that was a drip. Let's get some more tiles going. And I want to do a bubble wrap something reverse dip. We're going to call it that. It's kind of like bubble wrap. I'll just start with this paint here because I had it. And we'll do some kind of like a clean pour. I'm going to do it on top of this tree ring and then spread it out and then do the reverse dip using bubble wrap on top after I spread it out. The bubble wrap I have they aren't the little bubbles like normal. It's like kind of a wavy line. I'll show it to you here in just a second. So y'all know what I'm talking about and why I hesitated to say bubble wrap. It's definitely, it's not wrap. It's like bubble from like a package, like when you get like mail. And they put the bubble in there to protect it while shipping. It's that stuff. I think I might have room on through the bubble. Whoa, why won't that pop? That was crazy. The bubbles aren't popping. Be careful when using a torch. Don't set things on fire. That was odd. Alright, I'm going to do another one over here and then do the bubble across the entire thing. I'm going to put a little bit of white base down first. And then a little bit of black around that. And then drip off my glove. And then do the same thing with this red, yellow, and blue. Just kind of drizzle it on. And then we'll tilt it. In theory, by doing it with a stick, I won't have too many paint chunks. That's kind of what I'm going for there. again, I'm okay with getting too much because I'm just going to stretch it out and let it drip onto these pieces down here. Oh man, it's okay. Extra interest in these busy ones. Okay, torch it and then get the bubble wrap and we'll be right back. Here's the packing bubble that I was talking about. It's got kind of like these wavy lines in it instead of like actual bubbles. Hopefully you can see that. It's see-through, so it's kind of hard to tell. Maybe once I set it down, you'll be able to see it better. Get these cups out of the way. I'm just gonna lay it down. It's kind of got a wave in it in itself, so hopefully I'll be able to smush these. Looks really cool. Even just like that. Yep. Okay, pull this one off first, and then that one. Not bad. I think I like the other ones better, but you won't know unless you try. I think I like this one better. This one, this green, oh, the blue and yellow made greens that are really close to the blue. If it looked more like this outside layer all the way through, I think it'd be more fun to my eye, but they both look pretty awesome. It looks like there may be some like drips off of the piece. When I pulled it up, it dripped onto it, like some paint that was here when it got here, when I lifted, dripped right there. I am completely okay with that. It did create more bubbles in the paint by doing that, so I'm going to torch it again. They are pretty stubborn bubbles, I must say. And then I'm just going to scoot these up here or down in bigger view. Let's see what's going on over here. I think we can do a few more. We've got plenty of paint. And real quick for fun, I'm going to take what was a blank tile, take a new blank tile as soon as I can get it wrapped around here, flipped around here, and I'm just going to dip it onto here, see if it does anything cool. If it doesn't, it's not bad. That's fun. I'm going to pour over it, but if it had paint on it, like a base layer to where it was completely covered, I would totally have saved that. Like if I had like a base layer of white and then did the dip and transferred this on, that'd be awesome. What should we do next, guys? We're just gonna let that drip there. Get another cup and fill it. And then figure out what we're gonna do. I think we might do like a traveling tree ring. I think that sounds like a fun idea. And start with a little stripe of black, kind of down the middle, or I guess exactly down the middle. Yeah, paint is very sticky. Like, I wouldn't say it's like if you were using glue as your medium, but it's sticky like if you had glue on your hands, like just glue, not like pouring glue. Or even like a resin on your hands, but kind of worse. I don't know. I typically try to not get resin on my hands, because that's sticky, and this is definitely sticky. Alright, we're going to do a traveling tree ring right down the middle here. And I'm going to go back up through it because because I need more paint on this side. And then over here, we'll do some tilting. Hopefully this part's still in frame. I really, really hope. Run it a little bit more this way for a second, and then come back and do this side. Right. Now I'm going to pull it back this way to get rid of that big blue glop and to get some more of these really pretty tree ring colors in there. If you like tree rings, I would highly recommend this pouring medium because I love the way these tree rings have come out on the ones we've done here so far. My flip cup didn't look too cool. In fact, let's go and give it another shot on the flip cup. See if that was just warming up kind of a flip. Maybe this one will be better. It's not level because the cup was kind of smushed. Let's see. Okay, good. Okay, good. It looks like we are in frame for those drip tiles. For some reason, I keep wanting to say dip, and they're drips. So while that one is moving down to the bottom, I'll go ahead and tilt one of these. This one has, it looks like, sufficient paint on it. So we'll go ahead and get that one tilted around. These are definitely busy pieces, so if you don't like busy, I wouldn't recommend this, but I actually really, really love it. Stuck my finger in that paint of black. That was kind of a puddle, just to get some other colors in there. This one kind of seems to be a little bit darker of one. That's okay. Again, I'm going to dip my finger in this yellow just to kind of break it up a little bit. And that one will be done. I'll set that aside. I'm not going to tilt this one yet. When we do this flip cup, we'll let the runoff run onto it. And we'll go ahead and do that. And then this will be our, what is that, like eight tiles for today. Just set that there for right now. So it's definitely yellow and blue. A little bit of black from or gray from the black. Oh, I don't need to do that. When you're so used to trying to save the paint from running off the edges, it's easy to forget that you don't have to when you're trying to have it run off. Again, I'm really surprised no cells, given how bubbly the actual pouring medium is when you mix it with the paint. I really kind of expected a cell explosion. Now I'm just moving the paint around on this drip canvas or tile from the drips from all the tiles we did today. Yeekies. Sorry about that. A little bit of a slow process. I will get this moved around and torched, and then I will bring you in for a close-up. Alright, we are back for the close-up. So this is the first one we did with the flip cup, and that's a drip. Looks really cool, but it's a drip. No cells, but a lot of little, like, just dots of paint peeking through. Blues and whites specifically. And this is our first tree ring. This is so bright and vibrant. I love this. All the tree rings, lines kept their shape so far. Not a lot of cells, so not something you typically want in a tree ring anyways. Here was one side of the reverse dip using the wavy bubble wrap. I love how this one turned out with the black on the outside, white in the middle, and then all the colors kind of dispersed throughout. And here's the other side of that. There's a huge bubble right there. You guys can see that? They're really stubborn bubbles. One second, I'm going to try to torch it. You can see. So weird. And I love the outside of this where you have all the different colors, a lot of contrast. Now keep in mind we only have red, yellow, blue, black, and white. So we've got oranges and greens from those colors mixing. Not a lot of purple. This middle part just looks like a pool or something with all the blues mixed in together. And then here was our traveling tree ring. Once again, maintained the lines really well. Really vibrant colors here. We even got some pinks in this one. That's cool. And this is our final flip cup. Again, no cells, really. I guess that's maybe you can call that a cell, that red one right there. Sorry for the fuzziness. But again, I am very impressed that it maintained the color vibrancy so well. And they did blend really well too, just no cells. And then this was the first one that I tilted from the drips from the prior 6 pieces. Very busy, but really, really fun. All kinds of like interesting designs and movement throughout. I think this part right here is my favorite. It's like, it won't let me be that close. But I got all those colors in there. And then the other drip piece, lots of yellows. I think this part here is my favorite. It's just kind of muted colors, like kind of peaches and light blues. Really cool. So far my review on this pouring medium is that it's very difficult to mix to get the right consistency, but the colors are very vibrant. No cells, which I typically really like cells, but really, really awesome tree rings. So, I don't know. Someone in one of the prior videos asked me to rank it like 1 to 10. If 10 was my Floetrol, because I really like that with the cells, this would definitely be like a solid 8 or higher, just given how vibrant the colors stay and how well they stay like that. Just the mixing part is really the biggest downside to it. And once you get it down, you know what you're doing, it wouldn't be an issue. But being the first time that I've tried it, and it took me multiple times to try to get it right, and I don't even know if I really did, that was the only really huge downside, minus the cells, which a lot of the pouring mediums I've noticed don't create cells. You have to use something to create the cells. So let me know what you think about these pieces in the comments below. Tomorrow we will continue to use the Sargent Art Pouring Medium with some of the pearlescent mixing medium mixed in as well. So stay tuned for that video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and do what makes you happy.